You must lose everything in order to gain anything. Everything is more beautiful because we are doomed. You will never be lovelier than you are now. We will never be here again. Stop being perfect, because obsessing over being perfect stops you from growing. In Missouri, where I come from, we don't talk about what we do, we just do it. If we talk about it, it's seen as bragging. Had a friend who worked at a hospice, and he said people in their final moments don't discuss their successes, awards or what books they wrote or what they accomplished out. They only talk about their loves and their regrets, and I think that's very telling. I think happiness is overrated. Satisfied, at peace, those would be more realistic goals. Family, and certainly kids and a stable relationship, is something bigger than yourself. They need you to sit down with them, be there for them when they wake up in the middle of the night. I have a hard time with morals. All I know is what feels right. What's more important to me is being honest about who you are. Morals I get a little hung up on. A family is a risky venture, because the greater the love, the greater the loss. That's the trade-off. But I'll take it all. Happiness is overrated. There has to be conflict in life. I've always been at war with myself, for right or wrong. I don't know how to explain it more. It's universal. Some people are better at dealing with it, and they sleep with no pain, not pain, arguments. I've grown quite comfortable with being at war. It's those difficult times that inform the next wonderful time, and it's a series of trade-offs, of events, of wins and losses. When I got untethered from the comfort of religion, it wasn't a loss of faith for me, it was a discovery of self. You can't be different for different's sake, and this doesn't always work, but you have to separate yourself from the normal read. Of course, it has to be truthful. If it's not truthful, don't waste your time. I phoned my grandparents and my grandfather said, "We saw your movie." "Which one?" I said. He shouted, "Betty, what was the name of that movie I didn't like?" I find all of my performances come down to mathematics in a sense. How do you approach the problem of this character? Sometimes I crack that problem, sometimes I don't. I always knew I was going somewhere, going out. I just knew there were a lot more points of view out there. It might be a very human thing across the board, but we, in America, love a story. We need a story to get involved in. But then everything becomes more about how the story protects a certain perception as we pick sides. Where I grew up, we started out in Oklahoma and then moved to Missouri. It was considered hubris to talk about yourself. And the downside of that was that ideas rarely got exchanged, or true feelings. I have very few friends. I have a handful of close friends, and I have my family, and I haven't known life to be any happier.